You have noticed it. That split second of hesitation when you meet someone new. It happens before you shake hands, before you speak, even before you smile. It is that tiny, silent fraction of a moment where two pairs of eyes lock onto one another. In that silence, a question is asked and an answer is given, but it isn't spoken. It is felt. Most people believe they are looking at eye color. They think they are noticing if someone has brown eyes or blue eyes or green eyes. But that is not what is really happening. What is happening is an exchange of energy. You are sensing safety or you are sensing danger. You are sensing warmth or you are sensing coldness. And deep down, you have always felt that your own eyes are telling a story about you that you did not write. Maybe you have stood in front of a mirror, looking close up at your own iris, wishing it was different. Maybe you have felt that your dark eyes were too plain, too easy to read, or too common. Or maybe you have felt that your light eyes were too intense, making people look away from you, making you feel isolated even when you were trying to connect. You feel this, but you rarely name it. You rarely talk about it because it seems superficial to discuss eye color. But in the quiet of your own mind, you know it affects how the world treats you. We are going to walk through this together. We are going to peel back the layers of why you feel this way. We are not looking at biology today. We are looking at the soul. We are looking at the psychology of the shadow and the persona. We are going to look at why your specific eye color carries a weight, and how, once you understand it, you can stop being a victim of that weight and start using it as a source of quiet, unshakable power. Let us begin by understanding the mechanism beneath your awareness. Why does the human brain react so strongly to the color of the iris? It is not just aesthetics, it is ancient. It is about light. In the language of the deep psyche, what Carl Jung might call the collective unconscious, light and dark are the two primary forces. When we look into another human being's eyes, we are looking into a cave. The pupil is the tunnel into the brain, into the nervous system. The iris is the curtain that surrounds that tunnel. When you have dark eyes, brown, almost black, you possess an iris that absorbs light. When light hits your eye, it does not bounce back. It goes in and it stays. This triggers a very specific psychological response in the person looking at you. Without knowing it, they feel that you are a container. They feel that they can put things inside of you, their secrets, their worries, their stress, and you will hold it. You are seen as the earth, the soil, the foundation, but if you have light eyes, blue, gray, or pale green, your iris does not absorb light. It reflects it. It scatters it back out into the world. This creates a different psychological reaction. When someone looks at you, they do not feel like they are entering a warm room. They feel like they are being scanned. They feel like they are standing under a bright light. They feel exposed. You are seen as the sky, the mirror, the judge. This happens in less than a second. And this is where the trouble begins for most of us. Because we do not understand this energy, we mismanage it. If you have brown eyes, you might find that people constantly dump their emotional baggage on you. Strangers tell you their life stories on the bus. Your boss expects you to stay late and fix the mess without complaining. Your family expects you to always be the strong one, the stable one. You absorb and you absorb until you feel heavy. You think, why does everyone take from me? Why am I always the one who has to understand? You start to view your dark eyes as a curse of invisibility. You feel common. You feel like the background scenery of other people's lives. On the other hand, if you have blue or light eyes, you might find that people misinterpret your silence as arrogance. You might be feeling shy, or nervous, or just quiet. But because your eyes project light outward, people think you are judging them. They think you are cold. They might say, I thought you were mean before I got to know you. You struggle to build instant rapport. You feel a distance between you and others that you did not create. You start to view your light eyes as a barrier, a wall of ice that keeps you lonely. And then there are the intermediate colors, the hazel, the green, the shifting amber. You are the changelings. You contain both the earth and the sky. People are often confused by you. One day they trust you, the next day they are wary of you. You feel a chaos inside, a need to adapt constantly to fit the situation. You never quite know if you should absorb the emotion or deflect it, so you often end up feeling anxious, shifting your personality to match whoever is in the room. This is the state of unconsciousness. This is where you live when you let the world decide who you are based on your gaze. You are reacting to their projection. You are acting out the role they gave you. The brown-eyed person becomes the tired martyr. The blue-eyed person becomes the distant ice queen or the aggressive leader. The green-eyed person becomes the chaotic trickster. But we are here to reverse that perspective. We are here to flip the script. What you thought was your weakness is actually your greatest psychological weapon, if you learn to hold it correctly. Let's look at the dark eye again. The brown eye. Society often celebrates the exotic, the rare. So having brown eyes can feel ordinary. But in the world of psychology and power dynamics, ordinary is a disguise for formidable. Brown is the color of melanin, and melanin is protection. It is resilience. If you have brown eyes, your power is the power of the abyss. Because you absorb light, you have the capacity to make people feel truly seen. When someone looks at a blue eye, they see themselves reflected. But when they look at a brown eye, they lose themselves. Think of a practical situation. You are in a heated argument. Maybe it is with a partner or a manager who is yelling. If you have brown eyes, your instinct might be to look down, to hide. But the reversal is this. You must hold the gaze. When you hold the gaze with dark eyes, you are not challenging them with aggression. You are holding space. You become a void that swallows their anger. If you stay calm and look at them with your dark, deep eyes, their anger has nowhere to bounce off of. It goes into you and disappears. You do not react. You do not flinch. You are the earth absorbing the lightning strike. It dissipates. This is a terrifying power to others in a good way. It signals immense stability. You are not common. You are the bedrock. You are the one thing in the room that cannot be shaken. Your dark eyes are not a sign of submission. They are a sign of infinite depth. You have more capacity for human understanding than anyone else in the room. That is not weakness. That is the power of the sage. Now let's look at the light eye, the blue or gray eye. You have felt the sting of being called intense or creepy or cold. You have tried to soften your gaze, maybe by smiling too much, or looking away to make others comfortable. You have been apologizing for your power. The reversal is this. Your eyes are the sword of truth. In a world full of lies, full of people pretending to be things they are not, your gaze cuts through the noise. People look away from you not because you are mean, but because they cannot hide from you. Your eyes illuminate their shadows. Imagine a practical situation where someone is trying to lie to you. Maybe a salesperson or a friend who is not being honest. If you have light eyes, do not try to be warm. Do not try to be nice. Simply look at them. Use that piercing quality. Imagine your eyes are lasers. You do not need to frown. You do not need to speak. Just let the light bounce off your iris and hit them. They will stutter. They will reveal the truth. They will feel the need to fill the silence because they feel exposed under your spotlight. Your power is not in connection. Your power is in clarity. You bring things to light. You are the archetype of the king or the queen who sits on the throne and sees everything. Stop trying to dim your light to make others comfortable. If they are uncomfortable, it is because they have something to hide. That is their work to do, not yours. And for the hazel and green eyes, the shifters, you have viewed your inconsistency as a flaw. You think you are too sensitive, too changeable. But the reversal is that you are the alchemist. You have the rare ability to be whatever the moment needs. In a practical situation, say a chaotic social gathering or a crisis at work, the brown-eyed people are sturdy but slow to move. The blue-eyed people are clear but can be too rigid. You, with the eyes of the forest and the water you can flow. You can be the listener when someone needs comfort, using your brown flex, and you can be the leader when someone needs direction, using your green or gold light. Your power is adaptation. You are the bridge between the earth and the sky. You can talk to the king and the peasant. You can understand the criminal and the saint. Your eyes confuse people because you cannot be pinned down. Use that. Be the mystery. Do not apologize for being hard to read. Being hard to read means you are always one step ahead. You are the archetype of the magician. You transform the energy in the room just by observing it. Now, how do we apply this? We need a behavioral shift. We need an inner shift in how you navigate your daily life. It is not enough to just know this intellectually. You must embody it in your muscles, in your breath, and in your face. The most important lesson from Jungian psychology is the concept of detachment. Usually, when we look at people, we are grasping. We want them to like us. We want them to fear us. We want them to give us something. This is called hungry eyes. Whether your eyes are brown, blue, or green, if you have hungry eyes, you are weak. You are giving your power away. The shift is to move from hungry eyes to generous eyes. What does this look like? Next time you are walking down the street or walking through a grocery store, practice this. Keep your head up. When you see someone, do not look at them to see what they think of you. Look through them. Imagine you are a camera. A camera does not judge. A camera does not want the tree to be different. It just records the tree. A camera does not want the person to smile. It just records the person. If you have brown eyes, imagine you are a warm blanket. You are just covering the room in warmth, expecting nothing back. You are the stable ground. If you have blue eyes, imagine you are the sun. You are just shining. The sun does not care if you put on sunscreen or if you hide in the shade. The sun just burns. It is detached. If you have green eyes, imagine you are the river. You are just flowing past. You notice the rocks, you notice the fish, but you do not stop. This practice is called soft gaze. In a high-pressure situation, like a job interview, this is your secret weapon. Most people in an interview are projecting anxiety. Their eyes are darting around, pleading, "Please hire me, please like me." You will do the opposite. You will sit back. You will relax the muscles around your eyes. You will blink slowly. If you have brown eyes, you will look at the interviewer and listen with deep, absorbing silence. You will let them feel heard. They will hire you because they feel safe with you. They will feel that you can handle the pressure of the job because you can handle the pressure of their gaze. If you have blue eyes, you will look at the interviewer with clarity. You will not plead. You will assess. You are interviewing them as much as they are interviewing you. They will hire you because they respect you. They will feel that you have high standards. If you have green eyes, you will mirror their energy. If they smile, you smile. If they are serious, you are serious. You will show them that you can fit into their tribe perfectly. They will hire you because they feel you are one of them. But in all cases, the key is detachment. You are not desperate for the outcome. You are resting in your own nature. This brings us to the deeper layer of the psyche, the shadow. Jung taught us that the shadow is the part of us we deny. If you have denied your eye color's nature, if you have tried to be blue when you are brown, or brown when you are blue, you are living in conflict. The brown-eyed person who tries to be the cool, distant intellectual often comes across as arrogant and fake. It doesn't work because it opposes your biological energy. The blue-eyed person who tries to be the warm, fuzzy, nurturing mother often comes across as insincere or forced. You must align your behavior with your archetype. There is a concept in psychology called congruence. It means your inside matches your outside. When you are congruent, people trust you instantly. When you embrace the nature of your gaze, you become congruent. Think about the most charismatic people you know. It isn't that they are the best looking. It is that they are comfortable with what they are. If you have dark eyes, embrace your slowness. Don't rush your speech. Dark eyes and fast, high-pitched talking do not match. Dark eyes require a lower, slower, more rhythmic voice. It enhances the earth energy. Be the mountain. If you have light eyes, embrace your stillness. Don't fidget. Light eyes and constant movement create anxiety in others. Light eyes require a statue-like stillness. It enhances the sky energy. Be the eagle. If you have mixed eyes, embrace your wit. Be quick, be playful. Your eyes sparkle with different colors, so your personality should be multifaceted. Tell the joke, ask the interesting question, change the subject, be the wind. This leads us to a profound realization about relationships. Opposites attract not just in personality, but in the gaze. The earth, brown eyes, craves the sky, blue eyes. The sky craves the earth. If you are in a relationship with someone of a different eye color, understand the dynamic. If you have brown eyes and your partner has blue, do not get frustrated that they seem distant or analytical. That is their nature. They are the lookout tower. They see the danger coming. You are the bunker. You provide the safety. If you are the blue-eyed partner, do not get frustrated that your brown-eyed partner seems slow to change or overly emotional. They are the soil. They nurture growth. You provide the light for that growth. When you understand this, you stop trying to change people. You stop taking their gaze personally. You realize that we are all just different expressions of nature. The ecosystem needs the soil, and it needs the sun, and it needs the water. None is better. All are vital. But what if you are alone? What if you are walking through a difficult chapter of your life where you feel invisible or powerless? This is where the inner shift becomes a spiritual practice. There is a phrase, the eyes are the window to the soul. But let's go deeper. Who is looking out of the window? When you practice the soft gaze, when you stop trying to manipulate the world with your eyes, you fall back into the seat of the observer. You realize that you are not your eye color. You are the consciousness behind the eye color. The eye is just the lens. You are the photographer. This gives you total emotional freedom. If someone insults you and you have brown eyes, you don't have to absorb it and be hurt. You can choose to close the door. You can choose to be a rock where the insult just bounces off. If someone rejects you and you have blue eyes, you don't have to feel like your light is broken. You simply realize they were looking for shade, and you are the sun. It is not a match. You shine on. This is the ultimate goal of understanding your eye color. It is not to box you in. It is to free you from the confusion of why people react to you the way they do. Once you know the rules of the game, you can stop playing the game. You can just be. Let's go deeper into the practical application of this stillness in a world that is constantly screaming for your attention. We live in an age of screens. We are constantly looking at blue light. We rarely look into human eyes anymore. This has made us hungry for connection, yet terrified of it. When you decide to own your gaze, you become a rare commodity. Imagine you are at a dinner party. Everyone is on their phone. Everyone is distracted. You, with your newfound awareness, you put your phone away. If you have brown eyes, you look at the person across from you with that warm, dark intensity. You ask them, "How are you, really?" And you wait. You use your container power. In that moment, you become the most magnetic person in the room, because you are offering them a place to rest. In a frantic world, you are the sanctuary. If you have blue eyes, you look at the person across from you with focused, crystal clarity. You ask them, "What are you working on that excites you?" You use your mirror power. You make them feel important. You make them feel like a star under a spotlight. You become the most memorable person in the room because you woke them up. If you have green eyes, you look around the room and you notice the details. You make a comment that ties everyone together. You use your alchemist power. You become the life of the party because you weave the threads together. You see, it is never about the color of the pigment. It is about the intention behind the pigment. But you must be careful. This is real power. If you use brown eyes to manipulate, you become a smothering force. You trap people in your drama. This is the shadow of the earth, the quicksand. If you use blue eyes to manipulate, you become a cruel force. You make people feel small and stupid. This is the shadow of the sky, the storm. If you use green eyes to manipulate, you become deceitful. You lie and change faces to get what you want. This is the shadow of the water, the poison. You must stay in the light. You must use your powers for awareness, not control. The quiet observation we started with, that feeling of being judged, it disappears when you stop judging yourself. When you look in the mirror tomorrow morning, I want you to do something different. Don't look at your nose. Don't look at your skin. Don't look at your hair. Look into your own pupils. Look at the ring of color that surrounds them. If it is brown, say to yourself, I am the earth. I am stability. I am depth. I can hold the world. If it is blue, say to yourself, I am the sky. I am truth. I am clarity. I see the world. If it is green or hazel, say to yourself, I am the life force. I am change. I am growth. I move with the world. Accepting this is the beginning of true confidence. Confidence is not shouting. Confidence is not being the loudest in the room. Confidence is the quiet understanding of what you are. A tiger does not try to be a wolf. An oak tree does not try to be a rose. They just are. And because they accept what they are majestic. You are majestic. The discomfort you have felt your whole life, that feeling of being too much or not enough, was just you fighting your own nature. It was you trying to wear a costume that didn't fit. Take off the costume. Let your eyes do what they were designed to do. If you are a darkness, be a beautiful, comforting darkness. If you are a light, be a blinding, revealing light. If you are a mixture, be a swirling, fascinating mixture. There is no better color. There is only the honest expression of the soul. As we come to the end of this exploration, I want you to let go of the need to remember all the details. You don't need to memorize the archetypes or the psychological terms. Just remember the feeling of the anchor, brown, the feeling of the sword, blue, the feeling of the river, green. Carry that feeling in your chest. Next time you lock eyes with a stranger, notice the pause. Notice the silence. Don't rush to fill it with words. Don't rush to look away. Don't rush to smile if you don't feel like smiling. Just stay there. Rest in your gaze. Let them see you. If they see a container, let them. If they see a mirror, let them. You are safe behind your eyes. You are the watcher. You are the soul that chose this color, this body, this life. There is nothing to prove. There is nothing to hide. There is only the seeing, and in that clear, quiet seeing, there is peace.